Hi, welcome to week 15 of Foundation 52. This week, we're it's not even a word. We're focusing on strategic decisions. We've got two videos for you. The first one is on strategic decision making and what it is. And the second one goes over a model that you can use for strategic decision making. Let's dig right in because this is exciting stuff. Strategic decision making. It's a term we hear thrown around probably a lot. And I think we talked about it once before where I said something along the lines of it's like an MBA type term. And it can be. There's a lot to strategic decision making. But when you boil it down, what it really means is it is just the act of making decisions for your business based on your long-term goals and a long-term vision. That's it. Clarifying your company's big picture aims and then figuring out what decisions or how decisions you're going to make may impact your company's future. So not overly complicated when you break it down. And really, strategic decision making is important because it's one of those things that you do. If you do it correctly, you're being really intentional about the direction that you're going with your business, and it helps you to achieve your goals and to stay on course for your goals, right? And so many times, we can get distracted in business by, oh, look at that shiny object over there, look. And we lose sight of the things that we set out to really focus on and do. It would be really easy for us to lose sight of our 1 million small businesses, help impacting 1 million small businesses over the next 10 years. If we got distracted by something else like, oh, look, we could really, really hone in on our podcast. And that's what we have to keep focused on the goals and the vision of the company. And that's what strategic decision making helps you do. So there are 4 areas of your business that are really impacted the most by strategic decision making. Those 4 areas are long-term growth, change and risk, analysis, and implementation. So let's kind of break those down one by one and see what we're talking about. First off, long-term growth. When you think about that vision for your company, right, where if you have a goal that in the next 5 years you want to hit $1 million in revenue or $10 million in revenue, whatever it is, that's growth. And it's that long-term picture. It's a view of looking into the future beyond just the current year that you're in or the current quarter that you're in. And, when you're running a business, you've got to think both long-term and short-term. And a lot of time, we spend a lot of time thinking about, as I like to say, the axe that's in our forehead, which is that most pressing problem that's right in front of us. If you are struggling right now, let's just, as an example, you're struggling to get revenue in the door. It's really hard to think about a 5-year or 10-year plan for revenue. It's not what you want to focus on. You want to focus on the axe in your forehead, which is, I'm not making any money today. I'm not going to make it to 5 years if I don't start to sell something, if I can't start to generate revenue. Well, strategic decision making thinks about the long term, right? If I am, and it can be short-term decisions with just a view of the long-term future. And by that, I mean, let's just continue with the example of if you have a business and you're not really making enough revenue right now, and you're thinking about implementing a new product. Is that to beef up your revenue, your immediate revenue? You just kind of want to solve that axe in the forehead type of an issue. If you are introducing a new product, when you're mapping out what that product is and you're thinking about how that's going to, kind of help with the short term, what you need to think about is, what does it do for the long term? How does it impact our long-term vision for growth? And maybe it doesn't help it at all. So then you're thinking, okay, well, this is a short-term solution. This is a product that we're only going to offer for a limited period of time. It doesn't, just because it's not going to be around for 10 years or 5 years for that long-term vision, doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means you need to have a plan for how you're going to stop offering that service or what you're going to do after it's done, right? So you want to really think thoroughly through all of the impacts, the vision, and the direction that you're going, and how does it align with the direction that you're going. The next area is change and risk. Change and risk. So many times people don't want to talk or think about change and risk. And as a business owner, you need to think about the risks and the change that are the risks that may occur and the change that may be required as a result of a decision that you're making. So if you're going to implement a new product, what are the risks with that product? And what sort of change is going to be needed? Change management. Do I need to create a new ideal customer avatar because I'm going after a new market segment that I haven't gotten before? Do I need to train my employees? Do I need new processes? Is there a new customer service protocol? Do I need a new return policy? Do I need to update my website? Those are all changes. And then think about the risks. What are the risks? What if this product fails? What if this product doesn't coincide with our brand or our core values? Like, think through the risks, identify all the risks, identify all the areas that change is needed. And that's really what the change and risk portion of strategic decision-making is pointing out. The next piece is analysis. Guys, you got to analyze what you're doing. You got to look at, if you're going to implement a new product, again, continuing with that same example, what does the data tell you? Are people going to buy it? Is it a new customer segment? Do we need a new marketing strategy? You have to analyze what the data is telling you, and you have to figure out like why it will sell or why it won't. Is there a change in the market segment? Is there a problem with your brand? Like, do you have people working for you that aren't representing your brand the way you need your brand represented? So do analysis to figure out why you're in the situation that you're in and what impact the change that you're thinking about making will have. So you got to look at it from a holistic perspective, not just, oh, we're going to implement this new product and all our problems are going to be solved. Business doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. So you really want to make sure that you're looking at holistic pictures and that you're doing required analysis so that you save yourself time and money in the long run. Trust me, you want the analysis. And then the final piece is implementation. Implementation. How are you going to roll it out? Whatever you're doing, is it, if it's new processes, if it's a new product, if it's a new market segment that you're going after, how will you implement the change that you're making? What are you going to do? You don't want to just wing it. You want to have a plan in place, because so many things fail at the implementation stage because that's the part where people are just kind of like, we'll figure it out. Not so much. You have to figure out how to implement the changes that are coming so that they are executed successfully and they hit the market the way you want them to hit the market, the timing, the price, with the margin on the price, and that it's the correct messaging with the marketing. So think fully through the implementation piece, and you'll save yourself some headaches and probably increase your likelihood of being successful. So again, the 4 areas of your business that really need to be considered when you're talking about your success for strategic decision-making: long-term growth, change and risk, analysis, and number 4 is implementation. All right. We are going to walk through a strategic decision-making model in the next video. Can't wait to see you there, and bring your pen and paper because there's going to be some notes.